guys. Okay, I know you were ready for me to talk about this title, but I'm going to talk about it and let me just put it straight out. I'm feeling very uncomfortable. Okay. I get concerned and worried when white people ask me why did I leave my job? How did I lose my job? I mean, and and I want to say it's so bad because my boss, my coordinator was racist and he did not like me. But I don't want to say that to them because I don't want them to think that I have a problem with white people, and I don't. And I don't want them to think that I have a problem with just like in general because that might seem like it. I mean, that to me might seem like, oh my gosh, he doesn't like white people at all now because he said he feels like his boss was or his coordinator was racist toward him. And then they're probably gonna think that I feel uncomfortable around them, and I might not feel uncomfortable around them. You see what I'm saying? But the fact that they asked me that, it's almost like, okay, really, my coordinator was a racist, and he ended my assignment under the table like that. When I say under the table, he did it behind closed doors on the sneak tip, so his boss wouldn't find out. So when he just went ahead and ended it, then he had no choice. Then his boss had no choice but to accept it because he was able to. Because I was already gone and all that stuff. You see what I'm saying? So um, all he had to do was tell his boss that I ended Chris' assignment because he had low production, knowing I didn't have low production. Um, the manager from Adecco downstairs told me that she looked at my production on the computer, and I went down there to see it, and she also showed me on there that it was no complaints, and I kept my production up, and I didn't miss any days of work. So the attendance was good, and my production was good, and plus I was riding a bike to work every day. But the only fact that only reason why he lied and said that I had low production because he wanted to get rid of me because I went to human resources behind his back and told them about what he was doing to other people by firing them and chastising people and picking and choosing who he wanted to chastise, which is called favoritism. And I was able to identify that. So instead of me showing out because that's not me, I went to human resources and wrote a complaint like I was supposed to. They tell you to do that if you have a problem with a coordinator or a boss. They tell you to do that. So I did the right thing. And when it got back to him that I wrote a statement on her just to keep my job because I wanted to see what was going on, he got notified about it. And then ever since then, he started treating me like he didn't want me there and this, that, and the third. And see, that's little kid stuff. So to me, I don't care what nobody say. People say, oh, well, that means that he was just a jackass. Oh, okay, but in my book, because I'm African American and I'm black, I know that sounds kind of cheesy, but I can identify what racist is point blank and period. I don't need no if, ands, or buts or any type of, you know, buts or what if or nothing. I know what racist is. So yes, I determined it was racist. Now I may not have put racist in the statement, but I have my own opinion about what I was up against. So whenever a white person come to me and they be like, "What happened? How'd you lose your job?" I want to say because I felt like my boss, my coordinator was racist. I want to say that, but I don't want them to think that I feel that way about all white people, and I don't. It's not even a racist bone in my body. If anything, I'm the last person that's going to be racist against anybody. If anything, I'm worried about you being racist against me. If anything, and I'm the last type of person that will try to harm somebody. If anything, I'm worried about you harming me. If anything, you can read people's spirit from a jump and tell what type of spirit they have before they even open their mouth. Even when they're explaining their problem, you can be able to sense the truth if you have a good spirit about yourself. You can sense if somebody's lying or not. That's what I was saying. So when I told my grandmother that, she was like, Chris, to you, you may not think that you aren't poor or anything like that, but but when it comes down to your financial ability and how much you make, you are considered, you're middle class, but you might as well, you got kind of considered poor. You see what I'm saying? So she said, you're going to need a lawyer to fight this because you have all of your receipts and your proof that you were honest. And the lady at Adeco has it too. But see, I call her racist also because she knew that I was right and I didn't have any complaints. So why didn't she fight the battle for me if she also knew that? But she was white also. So either she was scared to do something or she was racist. Point blank period. Which one was it? And I said that in my video, and my racist boss fired me for speaking up. I said that in the video. So if she knew I was telling the truth and he did not have proof about why he felt the way that he felt, then why did I not keep my position? Either she was scared to speak up to him and tell him that he can stay, or she was racist along with him. I don't care what nobody say. Yeah, you can say they were both pain in the asses, but in my book, it's gonna be called racist. Cause let a white person sit up there and that happen to them. I guarantee you, they're gonna keep their position. I done been through this long enough. I don't need no explanations. I already see what's going on. I see the bigger picture. So it's almost like, how can I sit there and explain myself to her or anybody? And it's like some people see me on YouTube. They see my story, but when they come to see me in person, they want to just ask me again so they can get some clarity face to face. So what clarity? How much clarity do you need if you've already read my story and listened to it and watched my video on YouTube? And there is a description that I posted, a long paragraph, okay, about what had happened. I wrote everything down. So some people know, some people don't. But my thing is, I'm a hard worker. Everyone knows that I work. People know that I'm an honest person. They know that I wouldn't hurt a fly. Okay. If anything, they know that I can go to work and work nonstop and not take a break and do what I'm told. Now, people also know that I know how to identify what's going on around me without causing a scene. So if you cannot just accept the fact that I sat there and did the right thing by seeing favoritism being shown, and I felt kind of harassed and threatened a little bit and unsafe, that I was actually working under a coordinator who was doing that type of stuff that was causing good workers to not be seen. And because I spoke up about it ahead of time, that's what made him start to treat me a certain type of way until this big old commotion started to happen. Then it wasn't even commotion face to face or argument. It was commotion about how he went away with ending my assignment without letting me know, which that is against the rules. That's how I know he was doing something he had no business doing, and that's how I know he was doing something just to get rid of me, because he didn't want me to speak up on it, because he sat there and ended my assignment without letting me know. And the lady at the office at Ralph Lauren, the front desk, said that, well, he's supposed to inform you what's going on before it happens. Exactly. And he did not. So yes, that was racist. Yes, that was a jackass and an asshole. But at the end of the day, he's still racist. I don't care what nobody say. Because I sit there and saw him show favoritism for other whites who walked around, do nothing all day, okay? And then when it comes to somebody else that was of color, then you all of a sudden want to look and chastise and take number of the production and time gaps and look at that. Are you serious? We thought I was born yesterday. So some people don't want and can't accept a righteous person, so they feel like they need to get rid of the righteous person, even if they're not causing any trouble. They don't want anybody to be notified about what's going on, and they don't want anyone to be awake. They want you to be blinded so that they can keep on controlling you. But I don't think so. I don't think so. I won't let that happen. I won't let anyone sit there and try to control me. And so it's almost like when and this is, I have nothing against whites, okay? Hispanics, Asians, nobody. God knows the intent of my heart. He knows that it's not even in me. But I am intelligent enough to identify what it is when I see it. Okay? And some people just don't like that. Oh, well, I'm sorry. What you want me to be? Dumb? Okay, I can play dumb, but I'm not gonna sit up there and allow you to manipulate me into getting what you want when I know what my value is. I'm not gonna let that happen. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I can't do it, and I'm not sorry. Not funny. So my thing is like some people like they come and ask me, you know, well, how did I lose my job? And you seen my video. You know you heard me talk about it. You know you heard me write a paragraph. You see me write a paragraph on social media. So why would you come to me and ask me that when you already know the answer? Like I said, just like Jesus said, time for confrontation is face to face. So over the phone and text messages and on the internet and video, that's not face to face. When you go to and confront someone face to face, then you can get the truth because you can tell if they're lying or not. That you can read that spirit and that vibe that they have. No matter how good they are, you can be able to tell if that person's lying or not by just being close to them face to face. That's why he said the time for confrontation is face to face. And back then, in the Bible ages, back then, they didn't have technology. So of course, they got the truth face to face. They had to do communication, and they had to go through confrontation face to face. So now it's easier for people to do confrontation through technology, but nobody's getting the real truth. That's why people go to court, because that's no longer technology. That right there is face to face. That judge need to be able to see you and read your spirit and your body, and everything needs to be read from face to face right in front of you. So that was my issue. So that's why some people do come to me and ask me what happened. And so when I give it to you and it's the truth and you know it, then what you gonna do? Are you gonna help me, or are you just there just to be nosy and read and just to see what I'm saying? Okay, now that you got the truth, now what are you gonna do? You see what I'm saying? So no, that's why I say I'm not wasting my time and in my intelligence on someone who wants to play games, and I don't like answering that question to some white people when they ask me why did I lose my job. Now some white people I was actually able, and the color don't got nothing to do with it, okay? It's just what type of spirit you got. So color don't got nothing to do with it. But his spirit was not there, okay? But I was actually able to identify the racism, okay? Because I've already been there before and I've dealt with that. But I don't like to answer that question to some white people when they say, how did you lose your job? And I sit there and I want to say so bad because I had a racist coordinator, and they don't want to hear that because they might think that you're going to look at them a type of way. But I'm sorry, that's what happened. That's what happened. Now I understand not everybody is racist, but that is what happened. I was able to identify racism. Okay? Yes, he was being a pain in the ass. Yes, he was an asshole. Okay? But at the end of the day, if I also saw favoritism through color also over top of the just favoritism without color, I'm going to include racism with it. You're right, I am. And yes, I posted a video on YouTube. Yes, I got a lot of views, okay? Because people were able to believe it and understand what I was going through without them being in front of me, because they knew I was telling the truth. Why would I If I've never been fired from a job, I've never had an ended assignment like that. I've never had any issue that I had to report about racism, and I just all of a sudden had one. Don't you think it's honest? Don't do, I mean, come on. I don't have time to be out there talking, bashing another person about how they treated me at work because I do my work. But if Chris, which is me, if I have to say something that has happened to me at work, best believe it. Because I don't even talk about anything that happened at work that serious. If it's that serious that I have to put it on YouTube, oh, you should know it's the truth. So some people, I just don't want to have the conversation with. They should just be there or understand, or just be prepared for what you're going to hear. Because I've been sugarcoating some of it. Sometimes I just had to tell some people that my assignment ended due to something. I can't really explain it. I can, but I choose not to, because then I might make them feel uncomfortable because they can't handle the truth. They don't want me to say what I was able to identify. You see what I'm saying? But you asked me, so I mean, I'm trying to give you the truth. But some people, I can read their spirit and know not to give them the truth because I know how they are. But before they even come out their mouth, when God has blessed you with that type of gift, then you'll be able to understand. Deuces.